Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody always thinks nothing bad will ever happen to them. And I was one of those kinds of people that always thought that nothing bad or terrible would ever happen to me. And then it did. I was coming down this mountain with a group descending from Tapovan, which is located in the Himalayas at 14,500 feet. And as we were coming down, someone in the group yelled really loud, "Aaron, look up." And as I turned and looked over my shoulder, a boulder that was twice the size of a basketball came plummeting down the mountain towards me. And as I swerved to move out of its way, it hit my left leg in the center of my femur bone. And I was in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Immediately, some of the people in the group ran off for help. There was an Indian Army base nearby, so some of the people tried to get a helicopter to come and evacuate me. Some of the other people just went to go let the authorities know what was happening. And after 8 hours of sitting on that glacier, and the sun was starting to set, I realized that a helicopter was not coming, and probably help was not going to come. And I started to imagine what it would be like to stay there for the full night without clothes, as all of our clothes had gone ahead with the Sherpas. We didn't have any blankets, and there was no firewood, and there was no food. And in that moment, I realized I had two choices. I had two choices. The first choice was to sit there and be very sad and feel like a victim and ask God, why did this happen to me? Or I could remember the words of my teacher, who I can still hear echoing in my ear, who said, "Aaron, if you're going to be a mess, then be a happy mess." And in that moment, it was this realization that this was my life that I was living. And I had choice in how I was going to live that life, no matter the circumstances. But I was in a lot of pain. I mean, you can imagine the amount of pain from breaking a femur bone. And Buddha was once asked, "How do you deal with pain?" And he said, "1 arrow or 1,000 arrows." You either experience pain in the body, the pain of whatever the body experiences, or a pain, 1,000 arrows inflicted on the mind. And after 20 years practicing yoga, I can tell you that it prepared me for that moment. 20 years of teaching myself where to go or how to go inwards, where that reservoir of joy resides. 20 years of practicing pranayama and breathing techniques, being able to steady my breath and being able to take my mind continuously inwards. The good news is that help came. Yay! It wasn't a helicopter. It was a group of people that carried me for 26 kilometers in the pitch black down this glacier and then back to Gangotri. And that reminded me of the importance of faith and how much faith is so important in our life. Faith to believe in each other, faith to believe in whatever it is that we need to believe in. That the yoga teachings say that the bigger your faith, the bigger your life. Yoga also teaches us that faith is the fuel that allows our yoga practice to grow and to expand. So we always have choice in our life, choice in how we respond to anything. There's a very famous Holocaust survivor named Viktor Frankl, who suffered mercilessly by his captors. And he said that man can have everything taken away from him except the last of human freedoms. To choose one's own way, to choose one's own attitude in any given circumstances. So I'm going to ask you how you will choose when a boulder comes crashing into your life. What do you choose? I'd like to end with a quote from my teacher who said, Life is a manuscript, and the author of that manuscript is that which you are. You do not know where you've come, and you do not know where you'll go. So namaste, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.